No, this isn't. How long?
Long enough for you to fall in love.
Why didn't you stop me?
Why didn't you stop yourself?
As we stood to leave, he said something that froze me completely. David.
Next time, I want you to come without the glasses.
I forced a smile. But inside, panic spread. The mask was slipping. And the next meeting wouldn't survive it. Okay, this is the moment everything breaks open. No more games. No more masks. There are truths you prepare to say, and truths that arrive before you ever speak. This was one of those. I didn't reveal myself that day. The truth did. I didn't wear the glasses. I didn't hide behind the scarf. I walked out of the house as myself, knowing there would be no pretending after this. Every step toward that place felt heavier than the last. My heart pounded so loudly I wondered if he would hear it before he saw me. Me, inner voice. If he doesn't recognize me now, then I've already lost more than I thought. But deep down, I knew. He would. He was already there, seated, restless. Fingers tapping the table. Searching the room. Then he looked up. At first, he smiled, polite, automatic. Then the smile faded. His eyes narrowed. His breath caught. Recognition didn't arrive like shock. It arrived like memory. David, softly.
Claire?
My name sounded unfamiliar in his mouth. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. His eyes moved over my face, the same face he kissed goodnight, the same face he'd studied for years, now seeing it for the first time in this context. David.
No, this isn't.
He stopped himself. Because it was. He stood up slowly, like his body needed time to catch up with his mind. David.
All this time, it was you?
I nodded. No excuses. No explanations. Just the truth. David, voice breaking.
You let me fall in love with you.
I swallowed.
You fell in love with me without remembering you already had.
That hurt him. I could see it. He sat back down, hands shaking. David.
Do you have any idea what you did to me?
Do you have any idea what you were doing to us?
The words hung between us. Sharp. Final. This wasn't about deception anymore. It was about what we both avoided saying for too long. Then he whispered the sentence that shattered whatever was left of my illusion. David.
I meant everything I said, even when I didn't know it was you.
That was the worst part. Because it meant the betrayal was real. I stood up, my legs weak. Me.
We need to talk. Not as strangers, not as lovers, as husband and wife.
He looked up at me, lost, exposed, broken. And I knew, the next conversation would decide everything. The truth doesn't end a story. It changes the language of it. After the truth, there are no masks left, only wounds. We didn't speak on the drive home. Not a word. Silence sat between us like a third person, watching, listening, judging. The moment we stepped inside our home, it didn't feel like ours anymore. Same walls. Same furniture. Same memories. But everything felt exposed, like the house knew what we had done. Me, inner voice. This place used to feel safe. Now it felt like a courtroom. He finally spoke. David.
How long?
Long enough for you to fall in love.
He closed his eyes. Not in anger, shame. David.
Why didn't you stop me?
Why didn't you stop yourself?
That's when it hit me, we were both asking the same question. I didn't defend myself. I didn't justify what I did. Me. I was scared. I felt invisible. I wanted to know if you could still choose me, without obligation. His voice cracked. David. And I did. God help me. I did. That wasn't comfort. That was devastation. He stood up suddenly, pacing. David.
I betrayed you emotionally.
Then he stopped and looked at me. David.
But you betrayed me deliberately.
I know. There were no winners here. Just two people who loved each other badly for too long. After a long silence, he asked the only question that mattered. David.
Do you still love me?
I didn't answer right away. Because love wasn't the question anymore. Me.
I never stopped. But love isn't enough if we keep choosing comfort over honesty.
He nodded slowly. That night, he slept on the couch. Not because I asked him to, but because neither of us knew how to lie beside the truth yet. As I lay alone in our bed, staring at the ceiling, one thought refused to leave me. Love brought us here. But it wouldn't be enough to keep us together. Mourning didn't bring clarity. It brought consequences. I woke up alone in our bed, staring at the side he used to sleep on. The pillow was untouched. Cold. For the first time in years, I wondered if love could survive honesty. He was already awake when I came into the living room. David sat on the couch, fully dressed, like someone preparing to leave even though he hadn't said he would. We didn't greet each other. We just existed in the same space, unsure if we still belonged there together. I broke the silence. Me.
We can't pretend this didn't happen.
I don't want to.
He nodded slowly. That surprised me. David.
I want help. If there's any chance left, I want to fight for it.
My chest tightened. I had expected anger, distance, even indifference. Not effort. We sat across from each other, no table between us. Nothing to hide behind. David.
When I fell for her, I felt seen again.
But then he continued. David.
And when I realized it was you, I felt ashamed that I needed a stranger to remember my wife.
I swallowed hard. Me.
And I felt ashamed that I needed deception to feel desired.
The truth sat between us, heavy, uncomfortable, necessary. He reached for my hand, then stopped halfway. He didn't assume anymore. David.
If we stay, it won't be easy.
If we leave, it won't be either.
We both knew this wasn't about who was wrong. It was about whether we were brave enough to rebuild something broken. We didn't promise forever. We promised honesty. Counseling. No secrets. No emotional hiding. We chose to try not because it was safe, but because it was honest. And honesty, I was learning, is the bravest form of love. That night, we slept in the same bed. Not touching. Not pretending. Just two people sharing space, knowing the hardest part wasn't behind us. It was just beginning. Here we are. No more twists. No disguises. Just truth, memory, and choice. Some love stories end with passion. Others end with truth. I used to believe love was about being chosen. Now I understand it's about being known and still staying. I stood in front of the mirror, washing my face. No makeup. No wigs. No filters. No false names. Just me. The woman he married. The woman who pretended to be someone else just to feel wanted. I wondered which version of me he loved more. David joined me in the bedroom. Not as my husband trying to fix things, but as a man asking a question he was afraid of the answer to. David.
When I fell in love with her, was she real?
She was me, without fear.
He nodded, understanding more than I expected. I looked him in the eyes. My voice didn't shake. Me.
I don't want to compete with the version of myself you only met through a screen. I want to be chosen as I am or not at all.
That was the bravest thing I had ever said. He took a long breath. David.
I didn't fall in love with a stranger. I fell in love with the parts of you I stopped paying attention to.
Tears blurred my vision. David.
And I don't want a mystery. I want my wife.
We didn't kiss. We didn't embrace. We sat on the bed side by side. Like two people meeting again for the first time. Love didn't magically heal us. But it gave us permission to try. I learned something I wish I'd known earlier. Sometimes, the mistress isn't another woman. It's the version of yourself you hide when you're afraid of rejection. And sometimes, the bravest love story is choosing to be seen. If you've ever felt invisible in love, this story is for you. Like, comment, subscribe.